I was a middle-class, divorced woman with children. When you live in New Orleans and Louisiana, you evacuating becomes part of life, like every year, and you just never think it's gonna happen. Hurricane Katrina hit August 29th. The water went from beneath the curb in the streets to the attic within about 2 hours. We evacuated.
Stacie came here after Hurricane Katrina, and the hurricane destroyed her home.
I had a 5-month-old son. We ended up in Woodland Park in an RV and completely cut off from my family. I remember feeling overwhelmed and kind of scared.
That led to a cycle of some real ongoing traumas for Stacie. As a child, she had experienced a lot of abuse.
Things started to deteriorate with my fiance and I. Things became abusive. I ended up getting pushed out of a moving vehicle, and that was when I knew that I had to leave. I packed up everything in my car, took my son, and we left.
After the domestic violence incident and fleeing that relationship, she turned to alcohol, and as we know, that does not make the problems better.
I had begun drinking again. I totaled my car. My son was in foster care. My identity was stolen, and then I find out that my income is gone. I have nothing. I just gave up. Never in a million years did I think that I would be homeless. We stayed in, different motels for a month or two here, a month or two there, which are very expensive.
She found herself homeless and in need of a lot of services. Family Connections works with families who are having economic difficulties. We have a lot of different programs. One works with expectant or moms with children. We give diapers, wipes, baby food. Clothing, we have a clothing closet here. We also have emergency services for families. We have long-term programs through Family Life Coaching. We have a year-long program that mentors families, helps them get housing, and then our Family Life Coaches help them with their goals, their dreams, just whatever their future life story they want to make different and better, and we work with them. When Stacie came to Catholic Charities, she originally just started with some real basic concrete needs, and that was kids' clothing and some food boxes, some real basic things.
I just remember being shocked, thinking, why doesn't everybody know about this? Why didn't anybody tell me about this?
It's hard to get housing. Because of Catholic Charities' relationships with some private landlords, we were able to get Stacie into an apartment despite evictions, despite poor credit, besides having an unstable work history.
It's really easy to say, you know what, let's just go splurge right now, because in 3 days we're going to be eating peanut butter and jelly anyway. And so really one of the biggest things that I want to learn is budgeting.
The crucial part of it is budgeting.
That's the thing that I really want to do. How easy it is to make bad decisions.
Not only do we want to get families housing, we want to make sure they can keep their housing. So when Stacie gets matched with her team, the team really takes a responsibility to help her with that budget. It's a process.
I think one of the biggest things that the Family Mentor Alliance is giving is continuing to work with you. Make sure that, God willing, it doesn't happen again. That you have some people that care. Honestly, that's the biggest gift in all of this.
Not only was Stacie homeless, she didn't have transportation except for a bus. It's very difficult to get by just with the bus system. So through the generous donations of Catholic Charities donors, we had a car that we were able to give to Stacie.
Oh my.
You did it. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. You did it.
Once she had her budget, was able to get insurance, and could show that she could afford the car and it would be a blessing rather than a burden.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The car means I can take care of my family. I can work part-time. I can get my kids to school, to doctor, just life.
She can go to the grocery store without worrying about how much do I take with me on the bus and what do I have to not take because I can't handle bus transportation with my arms full. It changes the whole perspective. River now has a home.
Oh God. Go up there.
But we know that
Yeah.
whatever happens to Stacie happens to River. Where she goes, River has to follow.
Only time will tell what Stacie's future story is.
I have a part-time job lined up. I'm going to start doing in-home care.
But with Catholic Charities walking alongside, the hope for Stacie in the future is much different than it was.